currently taking an omega supplement? Okay. All right. Okay. We are going to get started, and this is being recorded. So if someone comes on late or misses it, we'll be able to send the recording. And just a quick little reminder, if you can mute yourself, go ahead and mute yourself. It should be a button on your phone somewhere. Okay. Well, good evening. Happy Monday night. My name is Jules Kilker, and I am part of a healthy living community that is very passionate about educating people on nutrition, primarily the link between nutrition and disease, how nutrition plays a vital role in your quality of life, and all other sorts of healthy things. We are anxious and passionate to lead an life that's just full of vitality, right? I'm sure you guys are listening tonight because you are either curious about omegas or you're passionate about nutrition and you just always are wanting to learn more. And that's kind of where we all are. And my background, I first of all live in South Florida with 3 little ones and my husband, and I am an ex-personal trainer, and I still teach group fitness classes. So I had started off early in life, very, very passionate about fitness and knew nothing about nutrition. I'm so thankful that this community has kind of came along and taught me so much, because I honestly don't know where my health would be without the nutrition information that I received. So we are going to go ahead and jump right into omegas. Let me just share my screen. I have a little presentation for you. Hopefully it works. Okay, everybody can see that? Yes? All right. Well, what are omegas? I'm sure you guys have heard the buzzword, right? Like Dr. Oz, Oprah, I'm sure all the famous people and famous doctors on TV. Omega was a buzzword, not as of recently, although it's always in the news, but a while ago it was like omegas, we need omegas. And so what really are omegas? So they're complicated. There are a bunch of like hydrogen atoms and molecules and stuff, but at the base of it, they're basically that provides support to our cells. Let me just move this really quick. Okay. Some of them actually our body makes, and some of them our body does not make. So you have to get them from a supplement. And even the ones that our body does make, we may not be making enough of it. So it is recommended that we get omegas somehow into our diet. And what do they actually do? So they provide all sorts of things for our health. They provide energy. They support a healthy heart. They help the brain. They support the brain and mental health. They can decrease inflammation. They help your joints. They can support eye health and fetus brain health. It's actually really important for pregnant women to have enough omegas in their diet or as a supplement. And all of these things plus more are what omegas actually do to support the body. Oh no, let's see. Okay, so where do we actually get omegas? A couple different places, but this is where we get them. You can't get them in any other types of food, but oily fish, plant oils, nuts, seeds, and supplements. And so what and where can we get the best omegas? So if you can find and get enough of your omegas from all of these things, I always say I would have to be a stay-at-home vegetarian because I would have to be counting out my flaxseed, counting out my walnuts, counting out how much salmon I eat every week. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a busy mom and I don't have time to do that all the time. Do I pay a lot of attention to my nutrition and my health? 100%. But at the same time, the way the way our food is farmed and how our food is processed, it is very difficult to not only get the quality, but also the quantity of omegas that we need on a daily or weekly basis. So we're here to talk to you a little bit about the Juice Plus Omega blend. And while doing that, we're also going to educate you a little bit more on omegas. And I am super excited to pass this on to my friend and famous pharmacist, Melissa Hetrick, up in Pennsylvania. So Melissa, if you want to talk a little bit about this, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Jules. So while, Jules talked about the foods that are a great place to get omegas, like she said, we're going to introduce the Juice Plus Omega blend, which is a plant-based supplement for when you just can't get enough from your food. So like Jules said, my name's Melissa, and I'm a clinical staff pharmacist at Lehigh Valley Hospital in Bethlehem. And some of the sources of the omegas are from the oils of the algae, fruit, and seeds. So what we're getting here are 6 plants: algae oil, tomato seed oil, raspberry seed oil, safflower seed oil, pomegranate seed oil, and sea buckthorn berry oil. 6 plants, 5 omegas, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So I decided I was going to do a little research on the sea buckthorn berry because we were talking about it last night and I had no idea what it was. So it grows in Europe and Asia, 2 of the places in the harshest conditions, which produce this resilient fruit. The berries grow on this thorned shrub. And if you watch some of our videos, you'll see it. And I mean, the thorns are huge. So while they harvest it, it can only be harvested every 2 years because a lot of the entire branch has to be cut down to get the berries off. So obviously takes away from the growing. So you need to let the plant reproduce. Now, these plants and berries aren't just harvested for Juice Plus. I looked up some of the ways sea buckthorn berry has been used in the past. And back in ancient Greece, they used it they gave it to their horses to make their coats shiny. So sea buckthorn berry is a powerful source of omega-7 and offers a multi-directional effect of by having vitamins E, C, B, folic acid, and antioxidant properties, just to name a few. I think it was like over 100 things that just the sea buckthorn berry gives you. So on our next slide, we're going to see, so how do we get these omegas just from plants? So if you can move us to our next one. So what are we doing? Well, we're cutting out the middle fish. So literally look at the 2 pictures. So at the top, we see the marine microalgae, zooplankton, herbivorous fish, a small carnivorous fish, and a large carnivorous fish. So we are literally cutting out the middle fish and getting the algae oil, which is the purest form of the omega-3, straight from the plant. That's your second picture. So it's a full spectrum blend of plant omegas. There are no small fish, there are no big fish. We're reducing the number of pollutants in our product, and we're also reducing the amount of fish that are captured and killed, for lack of a better word, to produce a supplement. Dolphins and other sea animals, fish or animals, sorry, sometimes get caught in these nets too. So we're also helping, wildlife in that area as well. So we talked about, if anybody, I'm going to put on my gallery view so I can see if anybody wants to raise their hand. Does anybody take a fish oil? And what's the bad thing about fish oil? It's pretty obvious. Anybody want to unmute themselves and say so?
I don't anymore, but I used to, and the fish burps.
Yeah, it stinks. It stinks terribly. So there was an option that I was going to bite this fish oil, but we're a little nervous what's going to happen. So it stinks terribly. You get fish burps, and you can't do this with a regular fish oil. So see, this one's squishy and hard. My Juice Plus one is cold pressed, so it doesn't ruin the oil. And I can eat it. Tastes like orange, tastes like vanilla, and I'm done. That's it. I could swallow this, but take it back to you, Jules. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Okay, I have done that also, Melissa. And as soon as the omegas came out, that's what they told us. They said it would taste like orange oil. So I was like, let's all do it. And same thing. Not only does it not give you those after fish burps, but it actually tastes pretty good. And my children actually eat the omega oil. I either poke it and squeeze the oil into a little raspberry, and it's like a little raspberry little treat for them, or they actually put the whole capsule in their mouth just like Melissa did, and they chew the vegan capsule as well and swallow it, and it's super healthy for them. And so I just love that all of the Juice Plus products are tested for safety and efficacy and certified by NSF, and it's why people like Melissa as a pharmacist can put her stamp of approval and recommend something like this also. So I'm going to head it over to Dr. Nalani. Let me switch the slide. Dr. Nalani is just a superstar in the nutrition world. I'll let her tell you her credentials because I will screw them up. But also, she might not tell you her age, but I know her age, and I'm going to do anything this lady says. So go ahead, Dr. Nalani.
Hi. Okay. All righty. So we'll save the age part for another time, or for maybe later on. Oxidative stress. What is oxidative stress? In a short word, it's like rusting. If you look at the apple, the half of the apple that is aging, because that's what happens internally, it doesn't look so happy, right? And why is the right side looking like it's brand new? Well, that's because it has been protected by what we call antioxidants. So oxidation is what happens when you have oxygen and you burn oxygen. And you'll notice that if you have, for instance, if you have a frying pan and the frying pan is left out, it oxidizes and it starts to rust. Well, each one of your billions of cells is being hit about 10,000 times a day by mutagenic oxidants. So we want antioxidants that protect the skin and the eyes and the brain and every cell in your body. And that's the wonderful news, is that even though we are bombarded with all kinds of oxidation, we can get antioxidants, and our only protection are what we get from the fruits and the vegetables and the omegas and the berries, from the foods that we eat. Certain foods, not all foods, have that kind of protection. And so what I do, I actually take one of these omegas and I put them on my skin. So I'm in my 70s and I have the energy that I had when I was in my 30s. And that's because I've added the omegas along with the other fruits and the veggies and the berries that you'll hear about at another time, I'm sure, to an already very clean regimen. I just wanted to say one more thing about the omegas. You mentioned babies, even the babies that are unborn, how important it is for the brain. And we have been able, my husband and I, well, I'm a naturopathic doctor, and as naturopaths, we have been able to take children off of Ritalin just by changing the kinds of nutrition that they have, in particular, the kinds of oils. Every single brain cell has a lipid membrane, which is fat. So we're all fatheads, as Dr. Sears says, right? And we have, the brain is about 60% fat anyway. And so the quality, though, of that membrane is based on the quality of the fats that you're eating. So you want to make sure you have good quality fats. And that's what we have with the omegas. So I am grateful that we have something like this. There's really nothing like it. nothing like it. And so I'm going to stop talking because I can go on and on and on. But yeah, so you might want to try though. Take one and put it on your face and feed it from the inside and the outside.
Yes. Well, and I could listen to Nalani go on and on and on, but okay, we will move on. That is all we have for the PowerPoint, but so I'm going to stop my screen so you guys can see everybody. But thank you so much, Dr. Nalani. And I will just also say that since she told me she was putting the omega oil on her face, obviously I'm going to do it as well. And not only does it make my skin look amazing and feel amazing, but it's almost like a self tanner because it has like this little orange like tint to it. So it's like a really pretty natural self tanner. So FYI, and I am actually going to pass it over to my friend Nicole, and she has a really awesome story that just goes to show you that the omegas really do work. Go ahead, Nicole.
Thank you, Jules. So about 3 years ago, I started my health journey and I started taking the Juice Plus products. And when I started taking all of them. Before I did, I've had psoriasis my whole life, since about the age of 2. And the year that I started taking the products, I had psoriasis from the knee to the ankle, on my right leg, all over my entire head, and on my torso. So I started taking all the products, and within just about a month, I'd say month and a half, it started to disappear. So I didn't know if there was any one specific thing that was causing that to get better, because they all kind of work synergistically together. But just recently, I ran out of the omegas. And then by the time I placed my order, they had that crazy winter storm, so shipping got delayed, and I was without the omegas for a pretty long time. I'd say over a month. And my psoriasis flared up and I started getting patches again. So my omegas came back in, I started taking it again. And within another, say week to 2 weeks, it started to disappear again. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I guess the omegas are really important for my skin. People always say that it's very good for your skin, your hair, your nails. But I had proof now that I do definitely need the omegas, and they do definitely help my my psoriasis and my skin, because I also always have suffered with chronic dry skin, and that helps a lot. So, and then I also just went for a wellness visit and had blood work done. And when we were talking the other day about omegas, I had no idea what the different omegas did and what they were for. So I noticed a lot of people don't have omega-7 in their supplements. So when I looked up what does omega-7 do, it said it helps to regulate cholesterol. And at the doctor's office, she was like, I can't believe how good your cholesterol is. It is amazing. And she could, I'm 45 years old, and she's like, you don't take any medications. You have perfect cholesterol. And I really think that, that's probably in part because of the omegas.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Oh my goodness. I love that story so much. And what's funny is as soon as Nicole said like psoriasis or dry skin, that's actually one of the symptoms of being low in omega is psoriasis, dry skin, dry eyes, depression, joint stiffness, joint pain. So all of those things could mean that you have an omega deficiency, but regardless if you have a deficiency or not, our bodies need them. And what I absolutely love about the Juice Plus Omega and all the Juice Plus products, if you don't know about the rest of them, like Nalani alluded to, the fruit, veggie, berry capsules that we also have that are also certified and scientifically proven, that, all of these things they all have a common purpose to work in synergy to do good things in the body. And I just love that you don't have to question Mother Nature. And a lot of times when you're buying a supplement off the shelf one, it has not been tested or third party researched. It has no studies behind it. And it was made in a lab where it was processed like the, not the cold press, but the heated. All of that stuff damages it. And maybe what they had before they processed that capsule was good, but all those processes made it bad. And then you don't even know what it's doing inside of your body. And so for me and my family, I will always choose Juice Plus, and I will continue to recommend it to my family and friends because the quality surpasses that of anything on the shelves. Our company researched these omegas for over 10 years before they put it on the shelf. I just love that. They knew that there was a need for a vegan sourced omega, but they waited until they could make it right. And I just love that we have something now that just completely surpasses anything else that you guys could buy out there. And so my hope for you is that one, tonight you learned something new about omegas, and two, that you find maybe some foods out there that you can add to your diet where you can actually eat omegas, but you're not going to be able to get everything you need. And so my hope is that you take a closer look at the Juice Plus Omega and maybe you start adding that into your diet as well. If you have any questions, we'll hang on here for a little bit. Karen's probably going to stop the recording, and we would be more than happy to answer those questions for you tonight, or get with the person who invited you and they can get back with you with any answer that you need. And again, I hope that you guys have an incredible Monday night and a great rest of your week. Thanks for joining us.